Your heart is racing. You just walked into a dark room and flipped a switch, and for half a second before the light came on, something inside you flinched. Nothing was there. You knew nothing was there. But your body reacted anyway. That reaction is not random. It is ancient. You live in a world with almost no real predators. Locks on your doors, lights on your streets, cameras on your phone. And yet your brain still runs on software built for a world where something could be waiting in the dark to eat you. That software never got the update. It is still running, right now, in you. Deep inside your brain sits a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. It is old. Evolutionarily speaking, it showed up long before language, long before agriculture, long before you learned to read this sentence. Its job has never changed. Detect threat. React fast. Ask questions later. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping exactly how this works. He found that a threat signal, like a shadow, moving in your peripheral vision can reach your amygdala before it ever reaches the thinking part of your brain, the cortex. Your body starts reacting to danger before you consciously know what the danger is. Ledoux called this the low road, a fast, sloppy shortcut that trades accuracy for speed. It doesn't wait for certainty. It assumes the worst and moves. Why would evolution build something so trigger-happy? Because for most of human history, being wrong in the safe direction cost almost nothing. You heard a rustle in the grass, you flinched, and it was just the wind. Fine, you lost half a second. But being wrong in the other direction, assuming a rustle was nothing when it was actually a leopard, could cost you your life. So natural selection didn't build a brain that was accurate. It built a brain that was paranoid, and paranoid brains survive. This is sometimes called the smoke detector principle. A cheap smoke detector that goes off constantly, even when you're just making toast, is still better than an expensive one that stays silent during an actual fire. Your nervous system is that cheap smoke detector. It would rather wake you up 100 times for nothing than miss the one time something is real. Here's where it gets stranger. Not all fears are created equal, and your brain is picky about what it's willing to panic over. Psychologist Martin Seligman studied this directly. He noticed that people develop intense, fast phobias of snakes, spiders, heights, and enclosed spaces incredibly easily. But almost nobody develops a phobia of, say, electrical outlets or cars, even though outlets and cars are statistically far more dangerous to you today. Seligman called this biological preparedness. Your brain isn't learning fear from scratch every time. It arrives preloaded with a short list of ancient dangers it's ready to be afraid of at the smallest provocation. Snakes, spiders, sudden movement in darkness, the edge of a cliff. These threats shaped your ancestors for millions of years. Cars have existed for about a century. Evolution hasn't caught up. It can't. It moves in tens of thousands of years, not decades. So when you feel a jolt of fear seeing a coiled rope that looks like a snake, that's not you being irrational. That's 100,000 generations of ancestors who survived by treating a maybe snake as a definitely snake, just in case. The ones who waited to be sure didn't get to pass on their genes. But the alarm inside you isn't only tuned to snakes and shadows. It's tuned to something else too. Something that has nothing to do with claws or teeth at all. And once you see what it is, you'll notice it running in the background of almost every day of your life.